Well, my latest project is patio covers, and this was built kind of more like a pergola. It's really cool, sort of shade. I mean, it's a pergola, so there's some shade, but not all shade, and definitely no water protection. And I've cleared all this out, partially because I'm dealing with exterior paint now. I just eliminated some trim and stucco work. But while I got this cleared out, I'd always wanted to make this a totally sealed roof. And so I bought these sheets. That's well, you could say they're polycarbonate. It's not metal. Kind of plasticky, but strong plastic, I guess. But the issue is, because this was built as a pergola, it's totally level. And it looks really good. Like, I'm sitting under here, it looks level, it's nice. But the problem with that, obviously, is if I put these on here, the water's just gonna pool. So I've been playing around. I came up and I trimmed back a lot of this grapevine that's been going nuts. And right now, I've got a sheet up here. What I did was I had this, it's just short of a 4x4 on one end. So I have like a 3-inch end right there, and I sloped it down to nothing for the front. So I'm just kind of getting a plan for how much slope I really need. They would call for like 12 inches of slope on this 12-foot patio cover, and then they said you could go as little as 6 inches, but I'm not looking to really build up that wedge so much, because we got this like corbel molding detail here on the outside of the house, and I'm not going to get up into that. I would live with some problems before I started messing that up. So I'm looking at, how to do it. One idea was to build these wedges. The problem is, if I build the wedges going this way, right down, they would need cross bracing, purlins basically. They'd be purlins going this way, same as these. So by the time I put that wedge on and put purlins on top of it, this thing's gonna just be getting higher and higher. And again, I'm really trying to stay out of that. So my next thought, I had two thoughts. If I wanted to do this existing, I could start in the back with like a 4x4. In the middle, do a 2x4. On the end, do nothing. And then just incrementally rip them to make up the difference, because the screws need to go this way, right? And that would actually probably work. And then on the end ones, I just make a nice wedge like this just to close it off. And that's a pretty good option that I'm considering. And I came up with a cup of water and I dumped it in just to see, did it run? And it did run a little slow, but it did go all the way off the edge just with that 3-inch wedge in the back. So as long as I get more than that, I'll be good. The other thing to consider, and I'm sure somebody's going to do something similar, because this is a mid-90s construction, and back in the day everybody's all about getting sunlight and vitamin D and stuff, but it's pretty hot here in the summer. So pure shade like this right here, right under there, that would be great. That is just, I just moved over here and I can already feel the difference. This feels a lot cooler with full cover. Additionally, we've been getting some wild rain years. So I have all this patio furniture, and the water runs off the roof, and it's just, I have the patio furniture here in an L, and it's just totally hammering that stuff. So the pergola was cool. To me, a pergola is like a convertible car. It used to be really awesome, and now nobody really wants. Very few people in these warmer climates want a convertible. In the northern climates, sure, because they don't get a lot of sun. It's sunny every day here. I'm good. So the other option, and I'm just thinking my way through, I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do. These, I'll simplify. This is a big old 4x8 right here. Let's see if I can get the lighting right. Yeah, this is gonna be better. So this lower board's a 4x8. It actually measures 3 1/4 by 7. So if I hook it right there, you just trust me, it's a 4x8. The other thing I could do, I could cut, let's say like 3 inches off of that, and that would make it an actual literal 4, right? So a true 4-inch would probably be fine. And then if I were to do that, I would drop all these, I don't know if we call these, they're kind of like trusses, sort of. I would drop all those trusses down the 3 inches that I cut off, right? And then boom, that would give me my 3-inch slope. So that was one thing. But I was looking in this direction, that 4x8 is holding, not really holding that one, but it's definitely holding these two. So I'm a little hesitant to do that. The other thing I could do, I could rip all these boards off, right? And if I was going to do that, it'd be sketchy. I'd have to put some 2x4 posts and kind of lift it a little and then cut that, you know, take that board out and cut it and then slip it back in. It could be done. The other thing I was thinking, I'm going to show you what I've already done in the front, is taking these, right, leaving it at the full 7 inches here, sloping it down to a 4 here. So, but to do that, I'd have to pull all these boards. Every single one, there's over 30 of them. They're like rough cut, pressure treated 2x4s, 10 feet long, and they're doubled. So there's a lot of boards up there. I pull all those. I pull these out of the joist hangers, rip them, and then set them right back on that 4x8. And that's probably, and then what I would have to do is for the blocking, right? Because up here, this is the 4x8, but this square right here, that's just blocking. So I'd also have to take that blocking out and cut 3 inches off of that. And then actually, this thing would probably look good because the bottom would still be level. The top only would be sloped. And I think that would look really good. So that's probably my ideal. But again, I'd have to pull all that stuff off and then pull each one of these out of the joist hangers and then rip them. And my saw blade won't quite do a 4x4 cut, a 3 1/4. It almost does, but I end up having to make a mark here, cut here, make the same mark here, and kind of meet in the middle. So I'm considering that, but it's kind of, all I really want to do is put some sheeting up there, but it's turned into a little bit more work than I would like. And then of course I'm going to paint everything. So let me show you what I've been doing in the front. So here's the front. The front has the same issue, except the front wasn't painted dark brown, it's painted white. So pulled all those boards, painted them all really good with some nice Sherwin, actually that's urethane, that was Industrial Pro. So yanked all those off. This one I actually did a little steeper. So I actually took that 4x8 and I cut it down to a 5, like I said. Ripped about 3 inches, well, I guess technically 2 off of there. And then check out in here. These would be like the rafters, I guess. So you can see those go out. These butt up into the joist hanger. So like I was saying, that's kind of what I want to do back there. It's just gonna be a lot of work, but the more I think about it, I'm probably gonna do that. So that's still a true 7, right? So you can see it's just gradually sloping right here. So that gives me my 3 inches of slope. Well, actually this one I didn't get quite 3. Between cutting off the 2 there and I cut off about 2 up here, this one's actually gonna get 4. So this one's a little closer to what they call for via spec, but the reason why, this roof right here dumps onto this thing, this roof dumps onto this thing, and this right here is a flat roof, but it's got a flashing that comes over here. This sucker gets a lot of water. So I did want this really as steep as I could get it, but it's kind of like rebuilding pergola and also changing it more into like kind of more like a patio cover, I would say. And so yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing here. I'm gonna think about it some more, and it's Saturday right now. I'm probably gonna try to button this one up, and then next Saturday try to slam that rear one out and then just be painting. So that's the project.